So Taylor, a very physical game against Hackney has ended in a 2-0 loss for us. Can you give your thoughts on the performance today?
Yeah, credit to Hackney. They were aggressive. They had a bit of a purpose about them, and their threat was quite clear from the off, and took us a bit of time to grow in and deal with that. And ultimately, they kept playing to their strengths, and that's what led to their first goal, which I think we could have handled a little bit better, as you could all the time whenever you concede. But um, yeah, I just we've got to review it because we weren't quite at it today compared to recent games. I still think our effort levels are superb. The girls give us a lot of running, a lot of intensity, but I felt we could have had more in the tank today, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, just a strange old day. Not a factor whatsoever to why we lost, but yeah, strange day. Kickoff got delayed. Officials, yeah, played a factor, but yeah, it's not why we lost. But they ran hard.
Yeah, so obviously we did have two new additions in the team today, both starting and making their debut. Can you give a few thoughts on their performances today?
Yeah, look, I thought Kira was solid at the back. It's obviously new and different for the back line to slot her straight in, but I thought she done well, and can see long term. Might not have been our day today, and difficult for her to grow into it, and the rest of the team playing with a new player. But long term for the rest of the season, she's going to be a really good addition to our back line. And Hannah was a constant threat throughout the game. Possibly could have scored one or two today. But the team created enough chances, in my opinion, to go and win. And we weren't quite ruthless enough. But that's just on a team perspective. From Hannah's point of view, constant threat, got in behind, worked really hard, made them awkward sort of passes back when they're recycling a lot more nervy for the opposition. And yeah, just ran as hard as she could, and we expect that from her anyway. That's why we've brought her into the team. And yeah, I thought they had two good, steady performances, and can expect a lot more from them as well in a positive way.
Yeah, so with Millie coming into the midfield today, what did you make of her performance as it's a bit of a different role for her?
Yeah, look, slightly different for her in our environment and playing with our players. So I just think in general our whole team sort of demeanour didn't really get going, and that doesn't get the best out of a lot of the players. It was quite scrappy. So yeah, look, I thought Millie held her own and done relatively well, but I think everyone in that sort of area of the pitch today could have benefited from a little bit more composure. And listen, they're a good side. They made it unsettling and unnerving for us. So yeah, look, I think that's something again for the future to look at Millie and go, that is a position that she can offer us something quite positive for our team with her attributes. And I'm looking forward to explore that a little bit more and challenge her more within that role.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, it felt like today we didn't fully get going. We did look to the bench at a certain point. One of the subs was Lily Harris. Obviously, I think everyone at Herne Bay was thankful that her red card got overturned. What did you make of her performance off the bench today?
Yeah, understandably, she was disappointed for not starting today, and I think that it was important that her response to that was impacting a game in a positive way, and she did do that. And she showed some real good traits, loads of urgency, um, on the ball, really good, making things happen, playing forwards, and that's what we asked of her. But yeah, I think by that point, our work becomes a lot more hurried. We're chasing the game, and it probably doesn't end up in the most sort of polished manner, our attacks for every one of our players today. So it's difficult to come on a game like that. But listen, I thought she had a good impact.
Yeah, so obviously you've spoken about the opposition's first goal. Their second goal, it seemed a bit controversial as there looked to be an incident during the build-up. I'll repeat my words from last week of we can't comment or give views on any refereeing decisions. But how proud are you of the girls that when that second goal didn't go, that went in, they didn't let their heads go down and kept trying to fight and get a goal throughout the rest of the game?
Yeah, listen, they always give us a good response. I think our main Achilles' heel is being in that position in the first place. So you commend our players for their desire and their effort when trailing, but we need to, as a whole, review that and make sure that we never ended up in that position. We've got unbelievable self-belief in ourselves and the team that we shouldn't end up in a losing position in this game, and ultimately that is what has cost us today. We've asked them from a 1-0 down at half time to give their all, and they did. But the bottom line is we can't ship goals early doors and be in that position. So that's what we got to look at. But in answer to your question, how proud am I? And their response, of course, very proud. But yeah, I'm not going to talk on the ref. It's not why we've lost the game today. It's frustrating, but you know, he's an honest man, and he's only trying his best, and so are we. And it wasn't our day.
Yeah, so we now have a little break before our next game. Do you think we can capitalise on that and use it to our advantage before our next game?
Yeah, it gives us more time with the players, gives us a little bit of a rest from such intense period and loads of games being scheduled since the beginning of the season. And it gives the rest of the league a chance, I imagine, to catch up on some fixtures as we're quite ahead on some. So that'll be interesting to see how the league table falls. Obviously not looked at it yet after today, but yeah, I think we can use it to our advantage, definitely, and make them last 2 games at home before Christmas ones that are going to be really tough for the opposition, and make our place a fortress like we always do.
Brilliant, thank you.